back to day 2 of our Set It and Forget It cash management setup. So again, my name is Ann Lobos. I'm with North Star Consulting and Tax. As I mentioned yesterday, I'm a business owner just like you, trying to get through all the crazy things that us business owners have to do, like marketing and sales. But I want to share my knowledge about cash management with you so that hopefully I can make your job easier and help make it so you are one of those businesses that survive. So I feel like I should have this warning at the beginning. This video contains math, so don't freak out though, because it's going to be pretty simple math that you can do with the phone with the calculator on your phone. And I can almost guarantee that it's easier than the mental math you've been doing in your head, trying to figure out when you're looking at a bank balance on your phone, what you need to be doing with that bank balance. Like, oh, this much needs to go here, this much needs to go here, right? So that's pretty crazy math. So this is going to be easier math than that, I think. So, okay, so remember yesterday we talked about your sales cake. And this is my sales cake, and this is how it's divided. Now, yesterday I realized that my wording was backwards, which means that I flipped my phone around, and I've got my helper, my husband over there, Alex, is helping me out. So thanks, honey, for helping me. So that hopefully the writing is going to be going the right way this time. So here is my sales cake. So remember, I've got my piece that goes to profit. I've got my piece that goes to owner's comp. I've got my piece that goes to charity. Now you probably won't have this piece, so that means that your sales cake is only going to be 4 pieces. But I have a piece that goes to charity, I have a piece that goes to taxes, and then I have a piece that goes to expenses. So what we need to do is we need to decide how we're going to divide up this cake, and we're going to do that by coming up with percentages. So each piece of this cake is a percentage, and so the total of these pieces are going to total up to 100%. So pretty simple, right? So there's 2 ways to do this. There's an easier way to do it, and there's a better, harder way. So I'm going to start out with the easier way, because I know that some of you, the minute I start talking math, you're going to say, oh, I'm out, and you're going to shut the video off. So I'm going to start with the easier way, and then if your head starts spinning as I start talking about numbers, you can totally just turn this video off, and then I will see you tomorrow on the next step on what we need to do to get our Set It and Forget It cash management system set up. Okay, so easier, not as accurate way. You really just need to have percentages. So we are going to use these percentages here. So we're going to have profit is going to be 1%. Owner's comp is going to be, sorry, I forgot what I wrote, 50% there. Taxes are going to be 10%, and expenses are going to be what's left at 39%. So as you can see, that is going to total up to 100%. So if that's as far as you want to go, again, I'll see you tomorrow. But if you want to keep going and you want to learn how to do it the better and more accurate way, here's what you need to do. So let me move this out of the way. Now I have to tell you that I stole this from my son this morning, and he was totally crying, making me feel like #1 mom of the year, because I needed it and it was in his backpack. And so I'm like, Chase, I'm going to borrow this for a day. And he was like totally freaking out. So, but this is going to be worth it, because you guys are going to learn how to set up an amazing cash management system. So what we need to do is we need to figure out dollar amounts, because we're trying to convert those into percentages. So we're going to start with your sales. So you need to know what your sales are, and it's easier to do it over the course of a year. If you want to do it over a month, just make sure that you're using numbers that are all just month, not like some that are year-based and some that are month-based. So in our example, I'm going to do a pretty easy one. So we're going to say that our sales are $100,000 a year. Okay? You're going to write that down, because we're going to need that. Okay, so then the next step is we're going to figure out what your expenses need to be, what the percentage of your expenses are. So in our example, we're going to say that every year we spend $40,000 on expenses. So I'm going to abbreviate that. So $40,000, okay? So now we need to figure out what percentage is that of our sales. And so down here I wrote the formula. So we're going to take our expenses and we're going to divide it by sales, and we're going to come up with this percentage. So if we take $40,000 and divide it by 100,000, we know that our expenses are going to be 40% of our sales cake. Now then, profit, I recommend that with profit you just start out at 1%. If you're feeling super brave, you can bump that up. But the bad thing about bumping that up higher is that you don't really know if your business is going to be able to afford your profit starting off the bat, right off the bat. So I'm just going to put 1% here. Okay. So now what we know is that 1% of 100,000, so our profit amount, our 1% here of our 100,000 is going to be $1,000. So now we've got a total of $41,000 that we used up of our $100,000 sales cake. So what is that? What do we have left? So we're just going to take 100,000 and minus the 41,000, and we have 59,000 left. And this is what we're going to be able to allocate to our owner's comp and our taxes. I've got to decide on those two things still. So in my example, I decided that I need $5,000 every month to go towards my owner's comp. So if I, I decided I needed $50,000 a year. Okay, so if I take $50,000 a year here, okay, and remember we have 59,000 left, so I took 50,000 here. That means that I have $9,000 left that I'm going to get to allocate to my taxes. So I've now used up all of my $100,000 sales cake in terms of dollars. So now we just need to figure out over here in our owner's comp and our taxes, what is that percentage going to be? So $50,000, so we're going to take our $50,000 here. We're going to use our formula again, $50,000, and we're going to divide it by our $100,000 of sales. And we're going to get 50% is going to owner's comp. And then the remaining amount, the $9,000 is, I should have done this beforehand, 41, that's 9%. So that means our taxes are 9. My husband's shaking his head yes, which means I did that math correctly in my head. So 9% of that is going to go to owner's comp. So if we add up all these percentage, our 40% to expense, 1% to profit, 50% to owner's comp, and 9% to taxes, we now have our 100%. So we have just divided up our sales cake. And so we are ready for tomorrow when we are going to talk about the next step in our Set It and Forget It cash management system. Now, one thing I didn't mention yesterday that I wanted to mention today is that this Set It and Forget It cash management system is actually based on a book. So if you're a super go-getter business owner and you have time, which I understand the time thing is a big issue for a lot of us, you could go and you can get this book because this is what I'm walking you through is how to do this from this book. So I will see you guys all tomorrow.